Talking under the motion of this house will arrange students in classroom based on their intelligence and academic performance rather on their age. It means that under our side of the house, we want to arrange the students in a classroom based on their intelligence rather than on their age. We believe that their age is not reliable towards this education system. So in the status quo, in Indonesia nowadays, classrooms arrangements is based on age of the individuals itself. For instance, in the standard, the requirement to enter a primary school in Indonesia is 7 years old, ladies and gentlemen. But the school or the education system do not having any do not taking care or take any care of their academic performance in the very first place, ladies and gentlemen. So in this case, there's two possibilities. First, the student who is older than the requirement with low academic performance will be able to join. That's the worst case. And then the younger student with high academic performance will never be able to enter the school. That two possibilities is the worst case under this motion. For another example, this year in Jakarta, to join a high school, there is some several system that require their age. But in the very end, the younger age of student is less accepted into the high school, ladies and gentlemen. So what is the urgency of this, ladies and gentlemen? In the other hand, competitiveness is the most important things nowadays. Competitiveness need to be built under a strong foundation, since a very quick circumstances of every individual, ladies and gentlemen. We believe that if the kind of system where age is considered still happening, more harm will happen, like marginalization among students that oftenly causes bully and then ineffective learning process inside a school that in the very end we believe will make the goal of education never really achieved, ladies and gentlemen. So coming up, under our side of the house, our goal is we want to create a new education system where age is not considered, ladies and gentlemen. And then under our stance is clear that we believe that the world of workforce is full of competition, regardless on age of individuals. And because of that, we want to prepare every individual through education system to be able to compete in the very future, ladies and gentlemen. Coming up to my substantive, I'm going to talk to you firstly about what is the goal of education and will the goal of education achieve under the old system. Second, what will happen under our model and will the education goals itself achieved under our model. Lastly, why our model is better than the old system, ladies and gentlemen. So in my first argument, what is the goal of education itself? Well, in our side of the house, we believe that the final goal of education is to prepare every individual to survive in the real world or the workforce world. So we know that in the workforce world itself, competition is the main things that happen at there. And we believe the education system also should make or create a system where competition is high enough, ladies and gentlemen. So they will already feel the sense of the individuals or the learning participant, the students, will already feel the competitiveness sense in the very first place. So they will never be shocked of the competition they will face in the real world or the workforce world. We believe that under the old system, there is so many problem happens, such as ineffective learning progress, because we see not every student have the same intelligence, right? But in the old system, they only try to circle it based on their age. So example, I'm 16 and I have to go to this class regardless to my intelligence, and that means that if in the worst case my intelligence is low, but my age is fulfilling the requirement, in the very end, the teacher will never be able to create an effective learning process, because I will never really able to absorb the curriculum study in the very first place, ladies and gentlemen, or the learning subject in the very first place. And then we know that there is also in some case there is younger students which actually should join the higher level of this education, but they are detained because of their age requirement. So for example, if we have Yanto is let's say he is 14 years old. He's trying to enter a high school, but because of his age, which really young, detained him, or being an obstacle that makes him unable to join the high school, even if his intelligence is really high. He already reached some achievement in science competition, national science competition, or other, ladies and gentlemen. And also, we believe that it's creating marginalization among students that keep the low intelligence students do not want to compete with the high intelligence students. Let's see if this is a group, this is a classroom where all the students is 15 years old, but the intelligence is really different, ladies and gentlemen. And then we know that this smart student will feel the sense of competing inside their circle, but this not really smart student will less interested in competing with the others. Why? Because they feel that they do not have to compete again. They already have the one who compete, so they do not have the sense to compete, ladies and gentlemen. And we believe that the goal of education will never be reached in the very first place under the old system, and the education participant itself will not survive. But what's the engagement towards age of student? We believe that age is not the parameter to know intelligence of a people, of a person. So this age requirement is not a thing again, ladies and gentlemen. So what will happen under our model when we arrange the student based on their intelligence, regardless to their age? So there is a classroom where all the students have similar intelligence level, and will make the sense of competitiveness increase between them. And even if there's a class where all the students is having low intelligence, there will still competing sense happen under their class, ladies and gentlemen. And by this, we believe that by competing each other will make them able to survive later on and will reach the goal of education, ladies and gentlemen. Why our model is better than the old system? It is simply just because under our model or under our system, the education goal will be reached and will make the individual itself survive in the end of the day. That is why our model is better, and I'm very, very proud to propose, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.